Hey guys, it's Kevin from the Potency Project, and in this video we're going to talk about peripheral blood flow. So peripheral blood flow is when blood flows to your extremities, and your extremities are your fingers, your toes, your lips, your sexual organs, your ears, the tips or the ends of your body. And the opposite of peripheral blood flow is central blood flow. Central blood flow is like blood flow to your chest, to your torso, to your throat. Central blood flow is essentially what happens when you're in your sympathetic nervous system or the sympathetic state, and peripheral blood flow is when you're in the parasympathetic state or the rest and digest state. I'm sure you have the experience when you don't have peripheral blood flow, and that's when blood isn't in your extremities. You'll have cold hands and cold feet. Maybe your nose will be cold. The more you have peripheral blood flow, the more you have blood flow to your fingers and your toes, the more you're warmed up, the more you're going to be in your rest and digest mode, the more relaxed you're going to be, the more calm you're going to be. When you have central blood flow, and blood flows in your chest mainly, it's in your throat, it's in your head, it's not in your fingers or your toes. So your fingers and your toes could be cold. You have this pressure in your chest, this pressure in your throat, this pressure in your head. And that is the difference between central blood flow and peripheral blood flow. They're completely two different states. One is stress, one is rest. Peripheral blood flow is parasympathetic and sympathetic is central blood flow. This is essential knowledge for you to master your body and your mind. Your mind and your body go together. Depending on if your body is in rest mode, your mind will be in rest mode. And it's the same. If your mind's in rest mode, your body will be in rest mode. And then it's the same the opposite way. If your body's in stress, your mind's in stress, and your mind's in stress, your body's in stress. So this is how the body and the mind work together. It's all about blood flow. And the most important thing we're talking about here, I want to stress, is peripheral blood flow. That's what we're stressing in this video. That's what this video is about. But there is a thing called central blood flow. So if your mind, if you're mentally thinking about something relaxing, if you're relaxed mentally, if you're with your friends, you're hanging out, you're having fun, you're laughing, or maybe you're in a spa environment, maybe you're getting a massage, you're mentally relaxed. Your body is going to have peripheral blood flow. If you have peripheral blood flow, let's say you were dancing, let's say you were doing some sort of sports event, let's say you were riding your bike, doing some sort of activity that really warmed your body up, you are going to mentally be more relaxed. You're going to feel more calm, more at ease. So blood flow and your mental state go together, and they work in combination. One creates the other. It's the same thing when you talk about central blood flow. So you could be mentally stressed from work, from relationships, from anything going on in your life. You're just mentally stressed. Like you're not doing anything. You're just, let's just say you're even just laying in bed. And so it's just all mental. You are going to then experience central blood flow because of that mental state. In the same way, you could have some sort of physical stress going on in your life. Who knows what it could be, but it could be like all of a sudden you fall. I'm trying to think of something that would be purely a physical stress. It'd have to be something maybe you're unconscious about, because generally if it's a physical stress, it's going to be a mental stress at the same time. And this is why it's hard to differentiate the mind from the body, because they're the same and you can't really separate them. So like, I don't know, think if you're jumping out of an airplane and you're going in a roller coaster and you don't like roller coasters, or something like that's super stressing you out. Maybe it's going on stage and doing public speaking. You're going to be physically stressed out. You're going to, I don't know, feel like you're going to throw up. You're going to feel like you're getting lightheaded and dizzy. You're going to feel like your hands are getting all clammy. Those feelings of that physical feeling is going to create more mental stress. So again, whatever happens in the mind creates a physical effect, specifically blood flow. And whatever happens in the body, specifically blood flow, affects the mind. The most important thing we want to talk about is peripheral blood flow. Again, that's what this video is about. But we want to, in the case of potency, combine these two things, peripheral and central blood flow, at the same time for co-activation in order to create this moment of potency so we can improve our life mentally, physically, and spiritually. Beginning stage of potency is peripheral blood flow. So you can't create co-activation or potency or the zone or something like that without first peripheral blood flow. You have to have peripheral blood flow first. So it's like, just think about anything you did in your life, you have to warm up. You have to create this state of warmth. You have to create peripheral blood flow first in order for potency to happen. You cannot have central blood flow. You're gonna do whatever it takes to create peripheral blood flow. And we can talk about that. We're gonna talk about that in the future in future videos. But generally, you could do it physically. Any way physically, you can do some sort of fitness activity, sport, anything physical you wanna do it and it'll warm you up. You can dance, anything. Another way to warm up is mentally through positive emotions. So like laughing and having a great time. Maybe looking at something beautiful like a sunset and just taking it in and feeling positive emotions, feeling joy, feeling happiness, feeling amazement. That will create peripheral blood flow as well. Another way to create peripheral blood flow would be meditation or going to sleep in general. In general, when you go to sleep, it doesn't happen to everybody because some people have issues with peripheral blood flow and central blood flow. But generally, when you go to sleep, you're going to experience peripheral blood flow. And when you meditate properly, when you go unconscious, you're going to create peripheral blood flow. And when you meditate, you're going to create peripheral blood flow. Living in the parasympathetic state or in peripheral blood flow is the goal of your life at first. So it's the beginning stage of potency. It's where you want to live 80% of your life, 90% of your life. You just want to always be in peripheral blood flow. And you have to create it every day. And you have to create it intentionally. It will happen unintentionally. Let's say today, you're not doing anything, you're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you really have nothing going on, you're bored, you have no activities, nothing's going on today. You just don't move. Your body is not gonna warm up. You have to do it. Maybe you watch something on TV and it brings you a lot of joy and so you warm up through some positive emotions, but generally you have to warm up intentionally. So every day, a big goal should be to warm up your body. And you should try to do it somewhat early in the morning. However you wanna do it. It could be through some breathing exercises, could be through meditation, could be through gratefulness and thankfulness, through positive emotions, could be through working out, going on a walk, doing a little jog or something. Anything to warm up your body and you're gonna be good, but you wanna sustain this warmth because after a bit, you're gonna cool off or cool down. You're gonna have to create this again. You don't have to stay warm all the time, but you are gonna have to be very aware when you are in peripheral blood flow and when you're not. And it'll be very clear to you once you are used to it because you'll feel it in your fingers and your toes. And you'll know when you have cold feet and cold hands. There is other situations where people overheat. That's not peripheral blood flow. That's more central blood flow. And also people try to warm up in the morning through like drinking coffee, energy drinks, caffeine, whatever it is. People will try to warm up through consuming things. And that's not the way that you want to warm up. You want to warm up through positive emotions, through physical movement, joy, and gratefulness, and all that stuff. You want to live your life 80, 90% in the parasympathetic state. You have to initiate it on purpose, and you have to initiate it every day. So again, in order to have potency or to create this co-activation of potency, you have to first have peripheral blood flow. It's the most important thing. Always, when you're stressed, you gotta warm up. This is kind of talked about as get out of your mind and into your body. So start doing something. So that's like get physically active and then all of a sudden stop thinking. You're gonna get into your body. That'll be the same thing if you feel positive emotions or feel like joy or something. You're going to get wrapped up in the moment and you're going to stop thinking. You're going to get out of your mind and into your body. Whenever you do experience peripheral blood flow, it's like this expansion feeling. It's like all this blood goes kind of away from your head and into your body. So that's what we're stressing in this video. That's the beginning of potency. Always warm up, live in the parasympathetic state, and we're only going to utilize central blood flow from time to time. So we'll talk about more of central blood flow in a different video. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment and question below, and I'll see you on the next video.